Good day, dental professionals. Welcome to the Dental Flow podcast. We are dentistry's go-to resource for insights into the business side of dentistry. Your host, Benjamin Suggs, will be helping you navigate through the currents of the ever-changing dental waters. This podcast is packed with innovative practice growth strategies, actionable insights, and expert advice, all tailored to help you elevate your dental practice to the next level. If you're ready to dive in, so are we. Let's get into the flow.
Hey, dental superstars. Welcome back to the Dental Flow podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ben Suggs. I'm the owner of Flow New Patient Marketing. And today's topic is 6 ways that you can grow your dental practice this year in 2026 without spending more money on dental marketing. So again, these are things that you could do in your practice, just you and your team, without having to go spend more money on ads, spend more money on SEO, spend more money on whatever else you're doing in your marketing. These are just 6 things that if you do them, we have seen that you will see an increase in new patients and therefore an increase in revenue for your practice. So let's dive right in with the first one. And this one is a bit of a hack, you might say, but it is important. So you have a Google business profile for your dental practice, and local SEO that you do for it is very important. Google likes to see activity on your Google business profile in order to rank you higher in whatever town or community that you're in. So one of the things they like to see, obviously they like to see calls from your Google business profile. They like to see website clicks from your Google business profile, but they also like to see people getting direction requests using their own app, the Google Maps app. Google loves it when people use their stuff. That's why they try to push so many people to your Google business profile in the first place. They'd like us to always stay on their real estate, not even go to a website or anywhere else. But here's what you can do. Since they love to see not only people get direction idea of where your office is through Google Maps, they really like to see when people actually use Google Maps to navigate to your office. So here's what you can do. Your team and you can basically once a week, when you're on your commute from your home to the office, plug in the address into Google Maps and let Google Maps navigate you all the way to your practice. Now, I know you're thinking, I know how to get to my practice. My team knows how to get there. We don't need that. I know you don't, but Google doesn't know the difference. So they're going to see that people are using their app to get to your office, and they love that. This has been proven by an SEO who actually did an experiment where they bought like 100 phones, put them in the trunk of a car and drove to the office, and they saw a massive bump in their Google local rankings. So you guys can do the same thing. It's very simple. The hardest part is just remembering to do it. But once a week, doesn't have to be constant all the time. If they see too much of it, they'll probably start figuring out that someone's gaming the system. But it's just a simple thing. Type your address, your office address into Google Maps when you leave your house. Let it navigate you all the way to the office. That's all it takes. Number 2, the second way you can grow your dental practice in 2026 without spending more money on marketing. This is offering more financing options. There are several options out there that are available to dental practices. Everybody knows about Care Credit, but let's be honest, Care Credit's not always the best option for your patients. A lot of people have trouble getting approved for Care Credit. A lot of times it will not cover things as large as implants, dentures, and things like that cost $20,000, $30,000. So you have to look at multiple options for financing options. So you have stuff like, for a big case, Proceed is a good option. Proceed will finance $60,000 some dollars for your patients. But there's also several smaller ones out there. But what they do for your practice is they have extremely high acceptance rates. So there's ones like Sunbit and Cherry. Cherry is a super popular one with our clients right now. So our clients are loving using Cherry. And the reason is because they're able to easily get treatment financed for patients who otherwise wouldn't actually complete the treatment because they can't afford to pay for it that day. So this is such a simple thing. And I know some of you look at that and they say, well, I'll have to give away some of my fee. But is it better to get, I don't know the numbers, but let's say 70% of your fee or 0% of your fee because the person just can't do the treatment without the financing. So we have seen this happen where a client of ours signs up for these more financing plans. And next thing we know, the revenue they're driving from their new patients goes up because now they're able to get more people to do the treatment than they were before. So that has nothing to do with the marketing. Obviously, we like to say that in your marketing that, oh, you've got dental financing options for flexibility, monthly payments, all that great stuff. But it's all about just signing up for those programs to give your patients more options and therefore more access to the care that you're providing. It's a simple thing to do that you will see make a huge financial difference in your practice for sure. Number 3, this one's fairly simple. It's not as easy to execute, but it's fairly simple in its concept. And that is answer questions. So it's a very simple, easy thing for you to do. If you go to Google and you type in, let's say that you want to get more dental implant patients. So you type in dental implants into Google. One of the things that Google will show you on that search engine results page is a little section that says people also asked. And then they'll give you a list of questions that people have been searching in Google in relation to dental implants. And some of them you're not going to want to answer because some of them are, how to find the cheapest dental implants. We're not going to answer those questions, but you'll find a number of them that if you just sit down and answer those questions and then put those questions and answers as Q&As on your website, or even better, develop blog content for each one of those questions to answer them, you're giving Google exactly what they want. You are answering the most commonly asked questions about the service that you provide. And if Google sees that your questions and answers are matching up with what people are asking, they're going to start sending more people to your website. They're going to start seeing your website as the local authority when it comes to dental implants because you're answering all these questions that people in your city have been asking about that service. So it's a pretty simple thing. And there's other tools like our agency, we pay for tools that tell us more information, tools like Answer the Public, where it literally gives you all the questions that people ask in Chat GPT and the questions that people ask related to a service in Google. But you could do this for free. You don't need to pay for that service because you can just go to Google and look at that people also ask section. So start taking those and start writing answers to each one of those questions. As a bonus, even better, you can make videos answering those questions and then post those on your website, post those on YouTube, post those on Facebook, Instagram, all the places where you have a presence online. But by answering those questions, you're telling Google, we're the authority on this topic, and we should be getting more organic search traffic sent to our website. So that's number 3. Number 4, and this one, I will be honest, there is a cost associated, but it's not marketing dollars. So that's why we're including it. But number 4 is adding online scheduling to your website. And when I say online scheduling, I'm not talking about just having a form where people can email you and ask you a question about an appointment time. I'm talking about an actual application on your website that will allow people to, in real time, book an appointment with your practice. Meaning they go into the app. It's usually a third-party app. There's a bunch out there that you can research and figure out what's best for you. And I generally think they toss around $400, $500 a month. So not that bad at all. But you go and sign up for it. And what you could do is integrate it with your software and your schedule. And you could tell it where you want people to be able to book appointments. So if you don't like doing, uh, you know, whatever surgery in the morning or whatever it is, you can block those appointments for that type of service. We've seen them where they have all the different options where I can book an appointment for an emergency consult, a cleaning, a dental implant consult, a cosmetic consult, whatever. And then you can tell it where you want people to be able to book appointments in your schedule. Now, the reason that we push this, and again, we profit zero from it, but we ask our clients to sign up for these now, is because we've seen what it can do for you. Like we've seen that all of a sudden the client that has online scheduling on their website, everyone stops using their contact form. And that's a good thing because contact forms are great because if we're showing ads on a Wednesday night at 10 p.m., they can't call your office unless you have 24/7 customer service. But they can fill out your form and you get their information, you reach out to them the next day. The problem with those forms is that all of our offices always express frustration about it's hard to get people back on the phone. It's harder when they fill out the form. We call them, we email them, and they act like, what are you talking about? I don't remember filling out that form. Or they just really slow about getting back. So we've had clients that say like, oh yeah, we get that form comes through and we call that person within 5 minutes and still they won't answer the phone. It happens. And that's just unfortunately the way those forms work. But with online scheduling, if they can self-service themselves and book an appointment right onto your schedule, then you've just cut out the potential of losing that opportunity because you let it happen in real time. And you struck while the iron is hot because that person was just searching for a dentist in their area for that service. And boom, there you are. They say, I want to move forward and make an appointment. I can do it right now. I don't have to wait for a call back. I don't have to wait till tomorrow to call your practice. So it's perfectly a self-servicing tool that allows people to book their own time on your schedule. And you can control it. But I want to reiterate, like some of our clients have apprehension about this because they're like, well, I don't want my schedule out there for everybody to see. But that's not necessarily the case. You can control what time slots are available for someone to book an appointment. But think about the value of cutting out all of that potential where you miss the opportunity by letting people just do it right away, right there. So again, it does cost some money, but it is well worth it because we have seen when our clients add that online scheduling feature to their website, all of a sudden their new patient numbers get a nice little jump. They bump up because now more people are using that form. And I've talked about this in an earlier podcast, but I'll just say it one more time. The younger generation, the younger people that are coming up that are going to be soon the ones getting the expensive dentistry, they really grew up in a environment with phones. They don't like to talk on the phone because they like to text. They like to do stuff online. They don't like to pick up the phone and have a conversation with someone they don't know. So again, it's going to become more and more important every year that online scheduling is an option that you consider for your clients, for your patients. And you can also consider doing, some kind of a AI chatbot, whatever it is, but have something where they can in real time self-service themselves, put appointments on your schedule, and it will make a difference in your practice for sure. All right. That was number 4. Number 5, you've heard this one before, but it is very, very important. So it bears repeating. You need to get more Google reviews. And I will take that a step further. You need to get Google reviews, but you also need to get reviews in other places as well. Facebook, other review sites, Yelp, whatever they are. The reason I say that is Google reviews are still paramount. Number one, you've got to focus there first. And the reason they're important is because Google really does look now at frequency and recency when they're choosing who to rank higher on that Google local search. So if you've been getting 2 to 3 reviews a week for the last 3 months and you've got, say, 200 reviews, you're going to be outranking the practice next door that has, say, 2,000 reviews, but they haven't gotten one in 4 weeks. Because Google is less concerned with the total number of reviews and more concerned with the frequency and recency of the reviews that you have. So if you can consistently generate a couple of reviews a week, you're going to see your rankings start to improve on the Google local map pack, on the organic results. You're starting to see that push. I guarantee this is still the number one thing to do to rank yourself higher on Google is to consistently get reviews. Now, the reason I said that you should look at getting reviews in other places as well is because now we have all these large language models. So we have AI, we have ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, all these things where people now go to get information. Google Gemini, Google AI overviews. These are places where people who used to go to Google to get information now go to AI to get information and have their questions answered. So those platforms, if they go to ChatGPT and they say, well, who's the best cosmetic dentist in my town? ChatGPT is going to go look at things like your reviews. Their primary source is still going to be Google for sure. That's been proven for now. But their primary source of data is Google, but they are looking elsewhere as well. So if they see a practice that has Google reviews and they have reviews in other spots as well, they're going to say, well, that clearly is the one that we should recommend to this person because clearly that practice is doing something right with all these reviews. So again, reviews, reviews, reviews. You've heard it a million times. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but we got to repeat it over and over again. We have this issue with our clients today. That's the one thing we can't do for them. We can give them the tools, we can give them the links, we can give them the technology, but we can't make them get reviews. And the ones that do a good job of it get better results than the ones who do a bad job of it. Cut and dry, that is it. So that was number 5, get consistent reviews every week. All right, number 6. And this one also pretty obvious, but so many dentists don't do it. And that's take more photos. Take more photos of your people, your practice, and push those photos online. So I'm not talking about, yes, you can hire a professional photographer to come in and shoot hundreds of shots and dump 100 photos out there. That's great. But it doesn't have to be that. Like, we often will just text one of our clients and say, hey, can you just have someone go around, use the phone? By the way, the cameras on these phones are amazing. They're amazing. Have someone go around the office, shoot some candid photos of the team, posing, interacting, smiling, thumbs up, whatever it is. Just go around the office and take photos of people in the office. Then send those photos to us and we will post them up onto your Google business profile. Google, again, just like reviews, they like to see consistent photos of the practice being put up. And they really prefer that any photos be actual photos of you and your team, not some stock photo or just a photo of a piece of furniture. They want to see photos of people. So the more you're just consistently taking photos, taking them, tagging them, putting them on your Google business profile, it's an easy process to do, the more you're going to see your rankings grow. This is a no-brainer. When we are actively managing our clients' Google local presence, we are constantly going back to them and saying, please, 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 can you send us some new photos? Google's telling us they want the photos. We're telling you want the photos. Please, please, please send us new photos. So this is something you can easily do. Just designate one person in your office and ask them to once a week go around and snap 3 to 4 photos of people in the office. Could be doing fun stuff, could be doing normal stuff, could be smiling, waving, whatever. It doesn't have to be great, super detailed. Another point about this, I've worked with dentists for 14 years. I know that you guys can be very detail oriented and very picky about photos and what's in the photo and who's in the photo. Don't worry so much. These are just photos going up on your Google business page. Not every photo has to be perfect. If there's an electrical outlet in one of the photos, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So don't get so obsessed with perfection that you don't put any stuff out there. So definitely look at getting a process in your office using an iPhone or whatever phone you got to start taking photos and getting them up on your Google business profile. You will see results from that, guaranteed. So that is it. That is the 6 things that you can do in 2026 to grow your dental practice without spending more money on marketing. All 6 of those things I gave you are extremely easy to implement. So I would really, really, really push you, get out, do those things, do the things consistently, and you will start to see great results in your dental practice. That's all I got for you today. We can't wait to see you next time on the Dental Flow Podcast.
Thank you for joining us for this Dental Flow podcast episode. If you enjoyed today's discussion and wish to stay updated on future episodes, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with colleagues and friends. For more insights and discussions on dental marketing, we encourage you to continue riding the Dental Flow wave and tune into the next episode. Keep on smiling, learning, and flowing with the Dental Flow podcast.